Hey guys, I want to go in and talk about Venus and Scorpio before I go to the gym. Okay. Um, Venus and Scorpio or Scorpio man. First, let's look at the sign. Okay. It is a scorpion, right? They have a shell on the outside, but they have that little stinger on the back of them. So they also move fast as well. And, but their stingers can leave a major impact on you, right? And they move very swiftly in dark places a lot of times. I believe when I was in Arizona, that was the first time I ever seen a scorpion. First time. And I didn't know what it was. And they was like, that's a scorpion, move, move, move. And it was a little baby one, but I was like, they just roam like that, but I was in Arizona. But the further go into Venus and Scorpio, man, that furthermore talks about who they are themselves. They are very secretive people. Deep down inside, they can hold a secret. Deep down. And most of their secrets are about themselves. So you don't really fully get close to a Scorpio man unless they know they can trust you. When they know they can trust you, that's when they open up. This is going to be pretty deep right here. I feel it. All right. Scorpio men, they are very, very passionate. Very, very passionate. No matter what it is. Whatever they love, they are passionate about it. Whether it's career or relationship, families, whatever, they are very, very passionate. They are passionate about the things they say, the way they feel about certain things, how they feel about you. They are passionate. And sometimes people will mistaken their passion as impulsive when it's not impulsiveness. It's really that they're passionate about you. So if you're in a relationship or been in a relationship or married to a Scorpio, you need to understand that these are passionate people. They usually say what they mean and mean what they say. And the only thing you do with that is ask them why. They don't mind explaining how they feel when it comes down to why, because they are very much so alert people. They see things before it happens. They just like the two other water signs, when I mentioned the introduction of water signs, they're intuitive people, very, very intuitive. So they are the ones that see the problem before it happens. It's kind of like if somebody leaves a tall glass of water and half of the glass is sitting on the end of the table. Unlike, what a Virgo do, Virgo will slide it over because, it's knocking them off balance. It's not ordered. It's not organized. It's going to irritate them. Scorpios will move the glass simply because they know intuitively if somebody walk past that glass too swiftly, that glass is going to tip over. And that's just how alert they are. They are the ones that can feel the problem or fight or something that's going to happen. And usually what they do is they go into a place where they're in solitude a lot of times. And if you ever come across a Scorpio man who have gotten to the point where they break down in front of you, or just know that, they have been feeling like that for some time, and And it almost hurts. It hurts for them to tell you how they feel because of how intense they are about holding how they feel when it comes down to their emotions. Unlike, how Venus Cancer or Cancer male is. Cancer male, they'll hold on to it as long as they can till they get enough. Not a Scorpio man. A Scorpio man, when they feel something, they'll say something. They will say something. Just know by the time they say it, it's going to sting real bad. So if you are the type of person to try to make a Scorpio man jealous by using someone else or a third party, that was the worst thing you could do. Because like I said, when they say something, it's going to sting. It's going to hurt. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's going to hurt. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it here. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to want to walk away. I'm talking about just take a breathe, because there's no just walking out on them. Let me tell you something about a Scorpio man too, or Venus and Scorpio man. The way they see it is, if it was that easy for you to walk away, that means I was never enough for you. That's how a Scorpio man or Venus Scorpio feels. That's how they feel. Because they bottled a lot of things that they felt like you should have already knew, or they felt like you could have went about it differently or something like that, and they didn't walk away. If you just walk away on one thing with them or a couple things with them, because they're like another family oriented sign as well. They all about unity, and so most Scorpio men are big with family staying together. So if you are talking about a family with a Scorpio man, and then you turn around and just say, I'm not going to do it anymore, I've won 2 mistakes, or whatever the case might be, you got to think longevity. You're not going to be perfect 100% all your life. So if it was that easy for you to walk away from a Scorpio man, they feel like either you already been like that, or you just already had this person in your life, or they just was never enough for you. So when they do express how they feel, it hurts. And people would like to say that they are toxic people or not worthy of love and this and any other, when truth be told, a Scorpio man is the one that's going to love the hell out you, because they're going to be the ones to protect. Oh, I'm sorry. They're going to be the ones to protect the family. They're going to be the ones that's going to be passionate about how they romance you and romantic things. They're going to try to do everything to make you happy. Everything to make you happy. They like spontaneous things. They like getting your insight on what they should do next about a situation, especially when they are comfortable with talking to you. They could be possessive. So if things, and that could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. It depends on what they overindulge in. You know what I'm saying? If they're a person who overindulge in certain things, then it may not be not so good. But if they are a person that has a sound mind and they thinking from a heart space, a lot of times they are possessive about you because they know that you can make a greater change in their life, because Scorpios in general are all about transformation. They're all about change. And if you're just the type of person that can make a change for a better for a Scorpio man, or Venus or Scorpio man, you a keeper. But if you're a type of person who just want to manipulate to have your way with a Scorpio man, they will see that and they ain't going to want to have nothing to do with you, because they going to feel like you're trying to bring them down. And see, a lot of times if we go deep, deep, deep about the things that most Scorpio men or Scorpio, Venus or Scorpio men experience, they dealt with a lot of feeling as if they had to be a certain way in order to be accepted. They dealt with that a lot, even through childhood. They've been through that. So whenever they get in a relationship, they expect to be themselves with you. But if they can't, then they're going to feel like you never really valued their feelings. Everything you ever said to them was a lie. They're going to feel as if, you're not who you say you are. They're going to see you as insensitive. And they're going to treat you as such. So you have to be very, very genuine with a Scorpio or Venus or Scorpio man, because you cannot make them upset with another man. That's just, you really hurt yourself with that. You know what I'm saying? If you do it that way, because they went through this in childhood where they always got picked over. They experienced that a lot. Or somebody has been chosen over them, and they experience a whole lot of fighting against themselves and who they are, because they knew they was the best pick. They knew that they was the one that you should have chose. They knew that, and you still chose somewhere else to be happy when they felt like they could have made you happy. So it cuts whenever you try to tell them that, I could find happiness elsewhere without you. They not going to take it the way you're delivering it. I'm just going to tell you that right now. And by the time they really express themselves, sometimes a Scorpio man will get, some will get violent with you now. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. And that's because, especially if you're a type of person that play with their heart, if you played with their heart, like you had no intentions of trying to see it through, and I done took action, like they take action, brave actions. Like they gonna put their foot down, like that's me right there. That's just a Scorpio man, because that's that. In those movies, my favorite movie is Notebook. And so how when the guy went and got the girl, she came to see him, but he did things like he took this house that his dad once had before he passed away, and he rebuilt the house that his dad left him. And the girl, before she came back, she left because the family did not accept him, because he wasn't the idealistic type of guy who had it made or had money or fortune, or he didn't look a certain way. And y'all gotta check that movie out, Notebooks. Y'all would love that. And she went with the family. And so when he started working on himself and building himself up, she was trying on dresses when she saw it in the newspaper that he was selling that very house that he said that he wanted, which is where she lost her virginity at with him. Or almost dead. Yeah, almost dead. Which was the same night where the family was talking so crazy and bashing him about his characteristic, or, his characteristic nature. And he overheard, and he just walked away and broke up with her, and she was upset about it, but he just didn't feel like he was enough. And so in the movie, when she saw he was in the newspaper about that same house, she about fell out and went to go see him. And he knew what he was doing, basically. And when he saw her, I'll let y'all watch that scene. But just when she wanted to leave, you go back. If you see this scene on YouTube where she was like, she gotta go, and he kept asking her, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? You have to see that scene. I might post that on here if I can find that scene. But it's so true. That's how a Scorpio man is. They fight for their relationship, literally, you know. And if you are a person that's just like, no, I'm just not gonna do it, they're damn near fight you. That's what I mean by they will get violent with your ass if they got to. Because they heart, they hold that ass secretly, you know. And they don't like when somebody just sit there and dangle their emotions like it's nothing. They don't like that. It's almost like you gotta have emotional level of maturity about you when it comes down to a Scorpio man. Because if you not, then they're gonna play the same game you playing, and you don't want that, because that it never ends well. These are water signs. Hello. And when it comes down to you, they love you unconditionally. They love you wholeheartedly. They might not be able to express it or show it all the time, but they will bravely show you. Their impact. They have an impact when they do it. You know, they don't just, you know, leave things hanging, or they don't. It's not like they don't say nothing at all. It's just that when they do say something to you, they'll make sure that you know. But once they have received the sign that there'll never be between you and that person, once they see that, that's when they'll just be like, you know what, I did everything I could. And they will get closed off with you. They'll get real closed off with you. Like, you know, because at this point, they done talk to their friends about it. They have cried. They can't even smile a lot of times because it hurt them so bad. Whether it's the mistakes that was in relationships between you and that person, or just both of y'all in general, it hurts really, really bad because it stings. So when somebody else sting them, you know, because they usually the ones that impact you. That's what that sting is, that impact. You know, they feel it for some time, but once they heal from that, it's like, man, you know what? I did everything I could with this situation, and it's time for me to either reinvent myself by healing myself or feel like this forever. That's why most mature Scorpio men, they say what they mean what they say. They say what they mean, and they mean what they say. I'm not going to go back and forth with you about what you think should be right. They want to feel like they have just as much say as you do. They understand the emotions of a woman. They firmly understand it. They know all about family. The worst thing you could do to a Scorpio man is take something that they want and value the most, and that's family. That's why you will hear in a lot of songs where a Scorpio man talks about, you know, are you going to always be there for me? Are you going to always, you just going to make it easy for you to walk away? Or, you know, are you going to be there for me mentally, emotionally, physically? Are you going to be there? Are you going to be there? I don't want to hear this. I want to see, are you going to really be there? Because they'll go to war about you. But if they feel like you just as bad as the person that you're trying to be with by being toxic. Hold on, baby. they just gonna be like, you know what, enough. I'm not gonna deal with this. I'm done with this. I have absolutely done everything I could with this situation. I'd be a fool to keep this going. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. They're not going to change for you. They're going to change for themselves, to better themselves. So, I think that kind of just narrowed down the love language of Scorpio man, because they deep, man. Because it's not you, it's the people around you too, because of what they experience. Their stuff is deep from childhood. You know, it's deep. Way to understand a Scorpio man, Venus Scorpio man, they have a rock star type of mentality. I don't care what ethnicity, they have a rock star. They are a rebel. That's the best way to look at a Scorpio man. Venus Scorpio, they are rebels. I'm sorry, y'all. There's a mosquito in here. And that thing laying on my arm. Y'all, I had a dream about mosquitoes. I know they cover this other side. Like, mosquitoes. Excuse me, y'all. Yeah. They are rebels. If you look at, I don't care. They rebels. They rebels. They are one of those, you know, go with the flow. They like a river. They're a river. They flow. They flow. They flow. Wherever, you know how a river just goes anywhere, they just flow. You know, they don't sweat the small stuff. They try not to. And they don't like to feel pressured, because they already feel like they pressure. You know what I'm saying? So, if you ever notice, most Scorpio men, they don't say much, but you know that they're different from the rest. They're like that because they before they open up, they want to see where your head is. And if they feel like your head ain't in the right place, they're not gonna open up to you. If they open up to you and they find out later your head ain't in the right place, they're gonna just stop talking around you. If you embarrass them, they gonna play it off easily, but they don't like it. All it's gonna do is just make them see you in a different light. I don't care how much you try to undo what you did intentionally to them. And that's one thing, if they realize that you didn't mean any harm by what you were doing. But it's another thing if they find out you intentionally did it to hurt them, and then you try to come back with trying to fix it. You have to work just as hard as they would, because see, their way of, how I love you is through bravery. So they're going to expect that from you. Because they were like, if I was brave enough to do this for you, then, and put my life on the line, because that's how far they'll go. Are you willing to do the same thing for me? If I deal with some situation where, you know, somebody just, you know, try to rob us, or in a home or try to, you gonna grab your pistol just like I'm gonna grab. Are you gonna protect me like I'm gonna protect you? Life or death situation. That's how they feel. If they was willing to go that far for you, they want to know if you're gonna do the same for them. Because if not, you're not worth it. That's how they feel. Are you gonna be there for me? No matter what people say, are you gonna still love me? You gonna still be? If you don't love me, even after all this I did, then you were never for me. And they gonna treat you like that. Real talk. If I open my heart to you and I know that you have really fought for me to understand your point of view, and I put my life out there, and you still took somebody else's side because of what you picked somebody else because of what everybody else said about me or threatened to do to me. You still chose somebody else due to that. So you just gonna leave me hanging? I don't know why I feel that. That shit cut. That shit cut. Like, boom. Like, you really did that?
Boom, 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 boom.
That hurt. So just know, there's some things that you can do. Scorpio men are spontaneous people. If you in the hood, the best way I would say, go, if you buy some water, go buy some water, roll you up one, and just talk. They love affection. They love emotional maturity. They love that. They love that. I'm sorry, y'all, but I had to pause real quick. A Scorpio man once they love you, I'm talking about love you, they going hard for you. They will never, and let's just say things ended properly. You did everything right. He did everything right. Y'all just, something happened where other people were involved or something like that. They will always try to find you and other people until they find you again. Because they was wholeheartedly emotionally invested in you. You are in a relationship, married to someone who is a Scorpio man who's not in the hood. There's some things that you can do that can kind of help, places that either has a lot of heat. Steam helps. Saunas. And I'm sorry, guys, hold on just a minute. Beaches, they're warm. Large bodies of water. The river. They also like the desert. They like outside. They love nature. That's healing to them. But usually are hot places or places with large bodies of water. I don't care if it's snow. It's still water. You know, it's just frozen. They like to go places where there's water. And if you want to mix it all up, hot tub, because I've seen this. This couple, it's like a vacation resort place, you know, where they had like, it's nothing but snow, but it's an outside hot tub, you know. It's water, it's warm, and it around more water. They love water. That it keeps them grounded. It does. So, I think that is how I'm gonna wrap up Venus and Scorpio